Guys, welcome back for another video. I want to revisit the action that occurred in the sky the other night, less than 36 hours ago during the surprise geomagnetic storm. I've received brand new video footage and photos of this mysterious, huge white streak that was spotted in the nighttime sky from various locations, from Tucson, Arizona, all the way up to central Alberta, Canada. Well, here's what's up. When this thing first was spotted, it was being described as possibly a version of Steve that sometimes appears during geomagnetic storms. And Steve is a red ribbon that kind of meanders around in the sky or just hangs around, doesn't even really move. And I didn't think that looked like Steve. Now it's being reported that this is a re-entry of a rocket, a Chinese rocket. But again, this thing looks like, to me, it's way too big. It almost looks like it's going past the Earth. And if you look at rocket re-entries from the past, sometimes they look like this, and then other times they resemble a spiral in the sky, not necessarily leaving a long, dramatic streak in the sky that appeared to span for possibly thousands of miles. They look something like this right here. So what really happened the other night in the sky during the surprise geomagnetic storm? I think Earth had a surprise visitor. I want to share with you guys the new footage that was shared with me just today. First videos out of Boulder Valley, Montana, sent in by Hunt 1803 on X and YouTube. It's a time lapse of the sky during the geomagnetic storm from Montana. Here we go. Check this out. You're going to see that big streak of light right there that appears to be moving very quickly, but this again is a time lapse, so it probably wasn't moving that fast, and it doesn't look anything like what we've seen in the past. And these happened just a few months ago. We see these spirals in the sky from time to time, and we're told that they're rocket re-entries. Here's another view from the same location, slowed down just a little bit. You don't see anything in the front at all. It's just this long, mysterious white streak in the sky that's being described as hanging around for maybe 15-20 minutes and then disappearing. But if you watch close, it looks like whatever it was goes right on past the Earth. I think the Earth may have had a visitor. A surprise geomagnetic storm with a surprise visitor. That's what I think happened on the night of the 16th, right around midnight. And again, this footage here is out of Montana. I've received more footage from Canada, and I've received more footage from here in the United States. And here's an even slower view right here. Check it out. And again, this is over the course of several hours. This thing just kind of appeared in the upper atmosphere, hung around for a little bit, and then disappeared. Didn't look anything like a typical rocket launch re-entry. And the person that shared this excellent video, Hunt 1803, they also weren't convinced that this was from a rocket. I think we had a surprise visitor that showed up with the surprise storm. And here's some more stunning images from that night. The first photos are out of Flagstaff, Arizona, sent in by Dina Morales. Check that out. Unbelievable. What a sky spectacle. That doesn't look anything like a rocket re-entry. It really doesn't. At least not what we're used to seeing. Some sort of a mysterious, huge mysterious streak of white light. Almost looks like the tail of a comet. You know, it looks like it was moving very, very fast. Didn't look like a typical rocket re-entry that we're used to seeing. Going from Flagstaff back up to Canada, Edmonton, Alberta. More photos from the Edmonton region by Matt Christie, who also happened to capture the giant white streak in the nighttime sky during the mysterious geomagnetic storm that arrived unexpectedly, much like the big white streak in the sky. Darren out of Winford, Alberta. Couple of excellent photos of the auroras and the mysterious white streak in the sky. Check that thing out. Unbelievable. Super long, super bright, and at a super high altitude. Mike Robinson out of St. Paul up in Alberta. There it is again from a slightly different perspective. British Columbia, Rick. There it is again. Flying through, possibly above the auroras at a very high altitude. Tucson, Arizona. You could barely see it down here. Fish Tucson sent in this photo. There it is right there. I had to lighten that up just a little bit. Matt out of Tucson also saw it in the nighttime sky. looks like a distant comet way off in the nighttime sky. But whatever it was as mysterious as the mysterious geomagnetic storm. And speaking of storms, there were a series of storms that went through the east central plains a couple of days ago. This was a tornado that went through Blodgett, Missouri. Check that out on both sides of the map you see here of the power outages that extended over 2,000 miles. There's still over 220,000 customers without power right now as I do this video. There was a dust storm in Chicago, Illinois, of all places. The first video you're going to see is out of St. Anne, which is just south of Chicago. Video footage sent in by Michael from May 16th, right there, right around 48 hours ago. I also have a photo from downtown Chicago, from a high-rise as the dust storm rolled through the Windy City. Even though it's windy up there, they're definitely not known for dust storms. This was a very rare incident that you don't normally see. This almost looks like a giant wall of dust you'd see out here in Arizona. This looks like what they call a haboob out here in Arizona, a massive wall of dust that extends for, in some cases, many tens of miles in both directions. Great video footage from South Chicago. This is downtown Chicago by Alana and Hunter up in a high-rise. You can see the visibility is reduced to probably quarter of a mile or less. That's from the dust storm that went through downtown Chicago. Here's a collection of photos of tornadoes that went through Missouri and Kentucky. First photos out of Missouri, out of Blodgett, Missouri from May 16th, sent in by Anonymous, who took these incredible photos of a tornado basically coming right at them. They were just to the left of it, and I think the tornado was moving to the right. As you're going to see, it's on the left-hand side of that sign, and now in this last photo, it's on the right-hand side of the sign. Big, tall tornado moving through Missouri. And then another photo sent in by Mr. Adam out of Somerset, Kentucky. Slightly different tornado. This one here's kind of got a hook in the middle of it, much thicker and not quite as tall. And here's all the power outages that occurred that day. 13 states, over 500,000 off the grid from the major storm activity that rolled through the central and east central plains. Once again, power outages stretching from South Texas all the way up to northern Maine. 2,182 miles. Absolutely unbelievable. Much like the skies the other night, witnesses saw a massive streak of what appeared to be white light moving through the upper atmosphere of planet Earth. Thanks for watching. Have a super day and be safe out there.